amigos, amigas, and assorted others. My name is Host Eric. I am the host of Talking with Famous People. This is Supertitle. This title of this live stream. It's like a regular title, except better. Scores higher on the superness meter. Superness is something you can accomplish either through magical powers or titling. Either of those works equally well to attain the quality of superness. You know, there was a Roman emperor named Superbus. It was actually Superbus, but, you know, it looks like Superbus. Eric Superbus, king of the world. It's like what his name was or something. But it wasn't Eric. He wasn't actually named Eric. He was probably had some Roman name, you know. Like Octilius or something. Octilius was a popular name in Rome during the reign of the Roman Empire, when everybody had to eat spaghetti every day. It was horrible. I know, I was there. I was there in Egypt. Just like the guy from LCD Sound System. I was there. Now, I'm to go where, though? Well, we have to go back inside now. We weren't quite ready to go outside. Because what we forgot was possibly three whole things. Number one, it's pretty cold outside. I think a jacket is not a terrible idea. I've got one right here. I'm going to go ahead and put it on. Number two, I already know I only have one cigarette left in that pack outside. So let's grab another pack of cigarettes while we're in here. Number four, or whatever number one, you can't have a party without coffee. A party without coffee would suck ass. You know that old song. Well, Rachel and I have made some progress this week on a couple of different things, several different things. Expensive things, you know, unfortunately, but things that we need to get done. For example, Rachel's phone should be arriving tomorrow. And it'll be good to get all that done. I got set up with an appointment with Dr. Ingram because I don't have a doctor. And even though he's a psychiatrist, I'd like him to be my general practitioner. Because he's the only doctor I trust. I don't trust doctors and I don't like doctors. But I trust and like Dr. Ingram. So, that gets him an A+ in my book. I like how he interacts with me. He's not unwilling to answer my questions. Nor does he think it inappropriate that I have them. Which a lot of doctors do. I think it's inappropriate if you have a lot of questions or opinions or whatever, you know. I'm not a dummy. Though I have been about medical stuff in the past on occasion. Anyway, he can do whatever he needs to do as a doctor because he's a psychiatrist. He's not a psychologist, you know. He can prescribe drugs. He can order blood tests, you know, shit like that. Why do I need a regular doctor? So he is kind of expensive, but I'm hoping he's not going to charge me full price because I don't have any insurance and he's kind of like our family doctor. Maybe to cut me a little bit of a discount here. Because I'm not really a psychiatry patient, you know. Are you are an ENTP? How did you know? And the major signs I was getting mistyped because of social anxiety. I don't know. I mean, initially I just read all the type descriptions and I knew for sure right away that I was an ENTP. It made me burst into tears because finally I knew what was wrong with me. The most important things are you check your TI with verbal reasoning problems. And, you know, if you're struggling to understand what type you are, there's, you know, there's certain types have more difficulty with determining their own type than others. And it can be because there's too much subjective epistemologizing, epistemics. There are too many subjective epistemics in play, or one like in the tool function, like FI tool, ESFP, ENFP, they can have difficulty self-identifying. But so can INFJs, you know. INFJs can definitely have self-identification problems because they have neither of their subjective epistemology functions conscious. So they've got no subjective data to access. What's my opinion on Enneagram type? Well, I think it's a great concept. I wouldn't put particular weight into what Catherine Faber says about it, but I think that it's much better than Wings, which preceded it. The concept of having one of each of the three Enneagram triads makes sense since each of us is responsive in predictable ways to anger, fear, and shame. Now, I've never had it adequately explained to me why those are the three core negative emotions, but it intuitively resonates. Remember, there is no such thing as a two-function model, but with that understanding that you're configured as your first two functions informs us about our relationships with each of the other possible ways of paying attention, because there are eight finite ways of paying attention. Okay, and you know it's like that's comprehensive, so it encompasses all of attention. And it is the case that it's that people pay attention with more than just their dominant tool function. They have conscious access to utilizing their third and fourth. You might call them just simply the implied shape and appearance of the other side of the coin, which would be fine. But nevertheless, when we talk about it, we have to make distinctions between 8 different functions, because trying to reduce it any further makes it inadequate as an object of analysis to comprehensively explain. So, well, it does have that coin quality. It's still the case that there are 2 sides to that coin. And trying to pretend that each coin only has one side is silly. Well, there's this misconception that people proactively use the realities of cognitive functions, which is to say, there are corresponding deficits that are necessary and implied by your strengths, okay? That people are going to use that reality to excuse their own failure somehow to the detriment of themselves or reality. That simply, I don't believe, is the case at all. I think, in fact, people are consistently way harder on themselves than they should be. And the reason that they're way harder on themselves than they should be is because there's been normalized this notion that we should all be excellent at everything. And it's been normalized because people have been operating from, say, a big 5 personality model instead of, which is normative, instead of a cognitive function model, which is non-normative, and which is correct, which more importantly, it happens to be that the correct thing is non-normative. But, which is to say, it doesn't expect, if you understand it correctly, it doesn't expect you to be good at everything. It doesn't say this is better than that. It says this is the strength that corresponds with this deficit. Unlike Big Five, which measures your deviance from a mean on each of these purported 5 attributes that people have, which of course can only be understood metaphorically. People don't have attributes like that. Show me where my, if you ask the question, show me where my conscientiousness is, it sounds absurd. If you ask the question, show me where my extroverted intuition is, I'd say, watch this video. You can see a person engaging attentionally via extroverted intuition right now listening to me. This is what it sounds like. A guy talking, explaining things, in this case, explaining things because it's TI second instead of FI second. But even FI second, they might explain things, they just explain them wrong. More likely they're going to use their ideation in a different way than I am. But if you want to understand what NETI looks like, this is it right here. It's dispatching with bad notions like the one Boba Fett presented, reductive notions that are oversimplifications that prevent us from explaining things. And then it explains the proper way to do it, and is all offensible because the TI is sound. Now, this is me too. It's not every ENTP who's going to be this right about things. It's me in the current moment, having spent years thinking, working on it, typing people, etc., and building up the body of experience that's necessary to really be good at this, right? If you have SI 8th, you might be offended by that. Like, I don't need experience to know. I just intuit things. Well, the thing is, every intuitive, no matter whether it's NI, well, let's just limit this statement to NI. Their intuition is better when it's NIing from a base of greater expansiveness in terms of experience, whether they're conscious of that or not. NETI is exploration ideation. Often the user can start down the path and get lost in the grass and not seeing the lighthouse warning for rocks. Well, I guess it depends what you consider rocks. You know, I'm unlikely to logically walk myself down a bad path, but it happens every once in a while. Well, Enneagram is really a taxonomy of FI, or you could understand it more precisely as a way of predicting how people are going to FI, how people's FI is going to guide them to respond to certain kinds of stimuli. So it's nice because it's predictive and it's pretty accurate. Personality type is definitely not that, right? It's it's exactly not a snapshot of a psyche type. Absolutely not. Instead, what it is a label that describes correctly an attentional stack, a way of paying attention, habitual manner of paying attention that comes to represent the I, sure. In other words, the personality, those parts of the person that stay the same throughout one's life are not static things like a snapshot. They are instead dynamic processes, habits of process, right? So it's exactly not a snapshot of a psyche. Instead, it's it informs you. It's a label that informs you regarding processes of attention a person habitually displays, engages in, etc., expresses as a way of being. A glass of potato juice, mashed potatoes, french fries, potato chips, a baked potato, and a glass of potato juice for breakfast. Wow, you're really into potatoes. What's the difference between instinctual and conscious? Well, if you mean instinctual in terms of Enneagram instinctual variance, I don't know why they call it instinctual, and I don't make a point of defending Enneagram because while I think it makes good, it resonates intuitively well, I I can't defend it, right? There are too many. It doesn't work as a defensible model like cardinal functions do. It doesn't make it necessarily wrong. It just makes it too ni to for me to defend. Somebody else might be able to successfully defend it, but I'm not that guy. But regardless, instinctual variance, what Enneagram means regarding that is that people instinctually are, maybe because of their upbringing, maybe because of something else, who knows what, are inclined towards either being self-preserving, in other words, trying to maintain their separateness from all other individuals, being part of a couple, or being part of a larger group. And it's sort of it basically defines our relationship to our relationships. So it's like most people couple up at some point, but not everybody, but most people do, or majority maybe. Maybe not a big majority, but a small majority at least. And how you're going to act in that couple, whether you're going to act like we're a couple, but let's keep all of our shit separate and not depend on one another. Or are you going to be like, we're a couple and it's us two, we're most, we're tied at the hip. We're a couple who views ourselves as a couple and is very comfortable just being the two of us, Or you view the couple as now we go together to these group activities, to the extended family or whatever. According to Enneagram, it's instinctual. What do they mean by that? I don't know. And I'm not going to try to define that term or defend it because it's not one that I use. It's one that Enneagram uses, and I'm not in the business of making defensible Enneagram. I'm in the business of making defensible typology. There. Okay, so what else did we do yesterday? Well, we made an appointment with the flower lady to come do our Christmas decorations for our Christmas party. Or we get to go talk to her about it for our Christmas party. On December 9th. And we are also going to have the Ssuartscire Society. We called the Ssuartscire Society yesterday. The Ssuartscire Society, it's hard to say exactly what it does, but it's like one of those like Lions Clubs things, except it's co-ed. So it's got ladies and men in the same society. There's a bench in Mariposa in the town that that was donated by the Ssuartscire Society. Would I be excited about the planning and aesthetics, but not want the obligatory social aspect? No, I'm excited about the whole thing. It's a real like FE third satisfying thing. You know, to meet people in the community, and you know, well, like for me also, this is a really good idea. Sore optimist. Let me Google it. Winston's mom Googled it the other day. I'll Google it. Sore optimist International. Oh, it's for women only. It's a global volunteer service for women, and they do things. Every year, distributes more than $2.9 million in awards for things. I don't know. Optimist International of America. Helping women and girls live their dreams. We help empower women and girls. Okay, well, good for them. So that's what they do. They empower women. Okay? We like to empower women around here, so that's fine. I'm not opposed to that at all. But, one of the ways that this is a good idea for us to do this Christmas party is it's going to motivate me to finish a lot of projects that need to be done. I need to finish taking the concrete off of the wall before Christmas time. And I need to do a little bit more painting and a little bit more cleaning up from the painting I did before that I never quite finished. Like I spilled a little bit of paint on the roof, and you can see it on the shingle, and I want to hit that with some mineral spirits, you know. Well, we're gonna have the house look decorated. We don't necessarily have to have the flower lady do all the decorations, you know. But we think that since we're having a party December 9th anyway, and during the day from like 10 to 4 is when they do this home tour thing. Well, Rubenar, you are definitely invited to our Christmas party, okay? I will. I think I have your email. I will send you an invitation. We're sending out invitations today. It's our plan, anyway. Sometimes we don't follow through on our plans. But when it's something Rachel's excited about, I think she's excited about this, then we get it done because she prompts me at some point. And, you know, anything that makes Rachel happy makes me happy. No, it's concrete. It's just concrete. But you gotta get it off of there. I might try the angle grinder or the grinding wheel to get some of it off. I don't know. I got a variety of possible ways. And I never found any good way to get it off through the hammer. Not the tough parts. The tough parts are tough to get off, you know. That's why they're called the tough parts. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay, now let's go get my coffee. And then let's just go stand out front and smoke a cigarette. I put cutlets out for the woodland friends. But at the moment, there don't seem to be a lot of takers. Yeah, there's a lot of food around here for the woodland friends right now. Like, there's a lot of berries. We had delicious berries and cream and honey yesterday. After having berries and cream and sugar the day before. They were both highly delicious. I wish I could walk you guys down to the berry bushes, but my Wi-Fi doesn't go that far. Well, we may not be able to go to the berry bush, but we could go to the hillside and look down the hill at the possible Christmas tree choices. That's just something I like to do in the morning. If we're going to select one of these guys over here. That's our Christmas tree. Get away, little bug. I'm gonna burn you. Well, it's a little bit bigger, like that. There you go. Now you can look at what I'm looking at. See good choices right there. Right down there. See them both? That one or that one, the other side. Go down there and measure them. I could do that right now. I could go down there and measure them. We're looking for one that's about 7 feet tall. Because we measured the space that it's going to fit in. Okay, I'm going to go get a measuring tape. And then I'm going to go down there and measure them. Okay, now here I go down the hill to measure the trees. That one's 8'5". Okay. So 8'5", 8 feet. The third one I measured is about 7 feet. But it's not very straight, that third one. So I don't know about that one. Well, the uprooted tree over there happened either during the big snows or during the big wind event that happened before we moved here. I'm not sure which. It's like, it's kind of still alive almost. I don't know. I don't know when exactly that fell down. It's like the big snows happened so shortly after we moved here that I can't say for sure if that tree was down before we got here or not. But if not, it was down shortly after we got here. Oh, Capillo. Capillo thinks this is her hunting platform. I don't want any more dead lizards, please. The other night, I got up during the night, turned on the light, saw that on my pants there was a dead lizard. Either Capillo or Trouble had given me as a present. Naturally, I was elated to receive such a gift. Oh my God, a dead lizard? Thank you so much. This is just what I wanted. Cat thinks I'm starving. Yeah. You haven't eaten any lizards today, Eric. Are you okay? Here, let me get you one. I wish they'd leave the lizards alone and everything else too, but you know, cats. Cats will be cats. That's what the old saying says. Cats will be cats. And there ain't no one can do nothing about that. When I catch her in the middle of hunting, I'll kind of go over and interrupt so that whatever she's stalking has a chance to get away. She's a pretty good huntress. She's mastered the art of stealthy hunting. Of course, I've already watched Reborn of the Vending Machine, which came out today, and it was great as usual. Now I don't have anything to watch. So, originally I do have a couple things to do, which we can do today maybe. I could get some chores done or something. I could go back to bed. I got up fairly early. I went to bed fairly early. Got a decent amount of sleep. I don't really think I need a lot more sleep, but I know I'll need a nap at some point. Yeah, life's a funny thing. One never knows whether it's gonna be meow, pia, piao, pia, piang. One never knows. It's all just a wild wheel of fortune extravaganza, which is pretty good. I think we need more extravaganzas. I think most people would agree with me. Anywho, this will probably be a pretty short live stream because I don't know why. Just because. Because I feel like, okay, Eric, it's time to get up and do something. It's time to stop being so lazy. It's time to figure out what life is like. But, you know, watching TV is easier. I know there's some tennis on today. I watched a pretty good tennis match last night. It was Shelton versus TFO. And Shelton won. He's 20 years old. Next he has to play Djokovic in the semifinals. He's probably going to get his ass kicked. But he was very ESFP-ish, Shelton. Nevertheless, I was rooting for him because he was the underdog and he's only 20 years old and like it was kind of a surprise to make it that far, you know. He won it in 4 sets. We watched the whole tennis match. I haven't watched an entire tennis match in a while. The most interesting tennis match I ever watched, I only watched parts of it, was the longest tennis match ever. John Isner versus Mia tennis match. That was interesting. Interesting because it went on for such a long time. They ended up changing the rules because of that tennis match, so that it won't go on so long anymore. Because it used to be Wimbledon, in the 5th set, you just kept playing until somebody won by 2 games. There was no tiebreaker. They changed the rules. So no tennis match that long will ever happen again. Isn't that sad? I guess I didn't need to push it with quite so much force. Let's turn off the fan just to save a little electricity after a horrific electricity bill last month. Okay. Now, going back inside. got a fishing rod behind me? Possibly. I do have a fishing rod in the garage. I would like to go fishing. One of those things I imagined myself doing here that I just haven't ended up doing. Okay, Ruben, I will watch you eat. Um, so, anywho, are these cats? They keep tearing up this chair with their. We tried to put a stop to it at first, but then we learned we were overmatched by our cats. You miss CJ? Well, he's probably not dead. He might be. But I'm going to say probably not. Let me look at Espen and find out. At 9 a.m., that's in just 23 minutes, A. Sabalenka plays Q Zhang in the women's quarterfinals. At 9:30 a.m., S. Husai and X Wang play C. Goff and J. Pagula. So Coco Goff and I don't know who Pagula is. They play each other at 9:30. And the US Open. I proposed last night when Rich and I were watching this tennis match that they should combine the two words and just call it the US Open from now on. Isn't that right, Capio? Yes, it is. And your loving ways are why your personal fragrance is called My Tender Self. Oh, yes. What a very good kitty. What a loving time supreme. Oh, yes. Daddy knows. And Daddy loves. And Daddy cares with his heart and emotions. Yes, he does. Daddy loves, Daddy cares with his heart and his emotions. Oh, yeah. What a beauty pin surprise. Yes, I'm constantly re-surprised by your astonishing glory and beauty. Yeah, I am. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Daddy knows. I miss Billy Wimbledon, too. He was such a tennis aficionado. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Head push. Head push extraordinaire. Oh, my goodness. Give Daddy the head push. Give it to Daddy. Oh, yes. Daddy knows. And Daddy loves. Give me the head push. Oh, you're so withholding. Crikey. Give me. I don't know. This is the order one. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You know, Daddy wants the head push. Oh, yes, thank you. What a good kitty. Good old Billy Wimbledon. He loved tennis. He loved quiche. He loved hotel art. Oh, wonderful kitty. Oh, spectacular friend. Oh, glory of glories. You bring glory to my life with your glorious glory all the time, glorifying things around you. Yes, you're all of the time glorifying things around you with your glory. Your majesty and glory are both majestic and glorious, as well as life fulfilling. Yes, you fulfill lives. Heroes work here, and you are one of them. Yes, that nobody can deny. That nobody can deny, 'cause she's a jolly good kitty. Nobody can deny. Nobody. Nobody would want to deny you your glory hole. That's right, Bofet. She's a glory hole with a W. No, she's not a hoary glow. New groove. Oh, yes. She's the wholeness of glory. That's what she is. Oh, yes. Daddy knows. And Daddy loves. So many pets. You want so many pets. Yes. Okay, that's enough pets. You've had enough pets now, I say. Unless you pat me. Sometimes she'll like pat me. Say, okay, pet me some more. The other day she got me up to let her out of the room by kitty punching my nose like this a bunch of times with her paw. Which is a really cute way to get woken up. But it's still annoying to be gotten out of bed, let the cat out of the room. Oh, yes. You're a very good kitty. Daddy knows. See what good hygiene she has? It's because she's an ISTJ. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You want more pets? Okay. Oh, yes. Daddy knows. My tender self resides within. Yes. You smell of your signature fragrance. My tender self. Oh, what a beauty. Oh, what a glorious beauty. Oh, what a beautiful glory. You get a lot of pets and you're pure and you meow. Oh, yes, you're a kitty. Oh, yes, you're a kitty. Yes, you are a kitty. And nobody can deny that. Nobody. Except God and Jesus and the Holy Ghost. The spookiest one of the Trinity. Oh, yes. Oh, good kitty. Oh, Daddy knows. And Daddy loves. Yes. Oh, intimate times. Kitty and I are having intimate times right now. Oh, yes. Yes. We love the intimacy, don't we? That should have titled this live stream Intimate Times with Kitty. Oh, the intimacy. Oh, yes. We're having some very intimate moments right now. Yes, Faye. We are having intimate moments. Okay, Kitty and I. Oh, yes. Oh, the intimacy. It smells like your signature fragrance, My Tender Self. Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of kitty fire. You want so many pets this morning? Why? Why so many pets? Petting time is done. You've had more than your allotted amount of pets. So anyway, I measured those 3 Christmas trees up there. We're looking for a tree that goes no higher than here, which is a little above 7 feet, you know. So I kind of rough measured them. There's several trees that I've been looking at as possibilities from the deck. I made my way down the hillside like a mountain goat on steroids. And I measured the trees. One of them was 8'5", one of them was 8 foot, one of them was about 7 foot. But the one that was about 7 foot was a little bit twisty. It wasn't a super straight tree. Oh no, said Eric. I've forgotten the lighter. You fool, said everyone in reply. How could you have done so? Well, partially my general dumbness disorder, and partially other things. It's hard to say. I could get more coffee right now, or I could switch to a different beverage. Would you like me to watch you eat, Trouble? Okay, all right. Be observed, my cat. Yes, be observed. Be observed in your eating. Yes. You're a very good eater. Daddy knows. Being a good cat father is exhausting work, let me tell you. You have got to be there every time your cat needs to eat, to watch him eat. And then a lot of times, even when he's not hungry, he wants me to come over here and watch him eat. I don't know. It's his way of reinforcing our bond or something. Yes, you're a good kitty, and Daddy loves you. And you know, it's good television. Who wouldn't be sitting in their chair, gripping the arms, thanks to the high level of suspense? Will he successfully eat another bite of food? Will this time he fail? What will happen? Nobody knows. So that a recent short about this, I think it's titled "Fancy Wilderness Car!" Exclamation point. It got 7,000 some views. It's weird what people like to watch. Are you almost done eating? Yes, you're a good kitty. Oh, I know there's Capio, but that's okay. Let Capio be. Capio, would you like to go outside? There you go. All right, says Charlie. Fine. I guess she can go outside. Oh, Mr. Boss Kitty, why are you so bossy? It's like your name is Hefe, the boss man, bossy cat. Yes, it is. That's what it's like. It is as though that were the case. All right, it's time for your father to smoke a cigarette, or as they say in Korean, "Dambe pinan shiganida." Put this dish in the sink. Dambe pinan shiganida. It's time to smoke a cigarette. Let's get a beverage first. After all, after all, that's all. All right, well, beer it is. We've got non-alcoholic beer to drink and non-alcoholic beer to drink. We also have Pepsi, and we got a couple other things, but really, we don't have any iced teas. We need to go to the store. I still didn't get a lighter. Fantastic work, Eric. You went inside to get a lighter, you pet the cat, you watched the other cat eat, and you failed to get a lighter. That's just fantastic work, sir. You're going to win some kind of prize for most incompetent person in history. Here's a lighter right here. Pow. Got one. Pow. That's called efficient solution number 4. Let's open up the garage door, as the British people like to say. They like to call it the garage door. Because they can't talk right. That's why. They don't know how to talk American right. Oh, my little wilderness car. My little wilderness car. Yes, it's not me. It's you that's the star. You know why? Because you're my little wilderness car. There's my generator, which we'll need to use again on September 8th. Is that the date there? What day is it now? What is the date today? Well, it's technically the original words of that song are "Oh, my little calendar girl." So I can't take credit for making up that song. I thought cover with different words. Like, here's another cover with different words. I've got a penis, a scrotum, a pair of testicles, pajamas, I see my reflection, let's get out of this place. Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, I know. Hump day, as they call it. It's not completely out of the realm of possibility that I might hump today. I think Monday was the last day I humped, but it might have been Sunday. If it was Sunday, then it probably is hump day. Maybe tomorrow hump day. You can make Thursday hump day instead if you want. It turns out you can make any day of the week hump day. And they try to say everybody should only hump on Wednesdays, but I've humped on other days before and nothing bad happens. Despite all the public service announcements indicating to the contrary. I don't enjoy playing computer games very much anymore. I might enjoy playing like Madden, but I don't really want to play Madden. It's a waste of time. I got better things to do. I may not currently be actually doing those better things, but sometimes I am. So that's better than not at all. You know, it's like, to a certain extent, I think I seek a more SI rich life, which is to say, one where I'm more of SITE, I guess. No, I don't play D&D. I used to a long time ago. I still watch those kind of TV shows though. Like I watch isekai anime constantly. The first thing I did when I got up this morning, I'm a big Chutes and Ladders fan. I love both climbing up ladders and sliding down chutes. I think both aspects of the game are phenomenal. Well, stuff like doing household tasks. Like I feel like I want to clean up around here, even though it's not filthy or anything. Watch out, Capillo. The cats like to run under the door as it's starting to close or open, thereby making it go backwards. Okay, good. They didn't do that this time. And they're both inside so the woodland friends can eat their woodland cutlets in peace. That the cat's bothering them. Well, I don't currently see any woodland friends on the wall up there. It's just about dealing with tasks, really. You know. I mean, I get it. It's boring. That's why it's only the first half of what I was saying. A certain part of me seeks more of an essay thing, and another part of me seeks more of like an intuitive kind of thing, like making more shorts or you know. By far, I get more views on my shorts than I ever do on my videos. So I should. Will you two knock it off, please? Trouble? I know that's your fault, Trouble. It's kind of interesting making shorts, and they don't seem to have to be particularly great. You know, I think a key thing about shorts is if you want them to really be successful, keep them actually very short. You know, I don't even have to see it happen, Lou, to know that it's Trouble who's causing the problems. Kapia is such a sweet kitty. He would like to have a peaceable universe in which she and her brother can get along fine. But he, of course, doesn't want any part of that. He's the most jealous, possessive, he's like textbook like awful domestic violence guy. But we can't help but love him anyway. Like you think I'd never love awful domestic violence guy cat. He's such the Lord of love and violence that you can't help but love him. Like right now he's got big eyes coming, making sure nobody like Capio comes over here while I'm going to the bathroom. Heaven forbid. That would be, you know, presumptuous of her because clearly this is his territory when I'm in the bathroom. He's sitting right here at my feet right now, his tail swishing back and forth, keeping vigilant eye out for anybody who might attempt to disturb my urination. Yes, what a good guard cat you are. Oh yes. Daddy knows. And Daddy loves. You've got all the vigilance of a vigilante. An equal claim to the side of being on justice, which is to say very little. With your arbitrary use of force. You're lucky you're not a moral agent. Are cats moral agents? The answer is no. Why? Because cats cannot engage in fully informed consent. Thus, they cannot be moral agents. In case you were wondering, if you've been thinking about that for a long time now, wondering, hey, Are cats moral agents? The answer is no, they're not. Okay, so stop trying to prosecute your cat for crimes. Cats cannot incur liability. Neither criminal nor civil. So just get over it already. Stop trying to sue your cat. This hand towel looks dirty. I'm going to put it in the laundry. I've got some laundry, a basket, a dirty hand towel. Oh, hey, look, it's Winston's mom. Well, that's possible, Kujitsu. They could be moral secret agents. Humans in cat disguise. That's possible. Likely, even. Loving your domestic violence cat. I could make a video series on. So, you have a cat and he's a dick. And he's guilty of domestic violence a lot. What do you do? Can you still love your domestic violence cat? Well, the answer is yes. You just have to be careful to respect his boundaries, or else he will scratch the shit out of you. But remember, you cannot discriminate against him because he has cat AIDS. So pretty much that means he gets to do whatever he wants. That's trouble. Trouble who's got my back while my peen is vulnerable. Yeah. Well, sitting down, of course, helps too. Make it less vulnerable. As it dangles down below the protective barrier of the toilet edge, you know. That way, if, say, someone's throwing a baseball in the bathroom, I'm much less vulnerable than if I were standing up. It's a pretty small bathroom to throw a baseball around in, but hypothetically, if you had a couple people, after you start peeing, just begin throwing a baseball around in there. If you're standing up, you may be in trouble, you know. You could take a baseball straight to the junk. But if you're sitting down, it's a lot more difficult for that to happen. So that's why I sit down when I pee, because I don't want someone to throw a baseball into my nutsack while I'm peeing. That's how most of my ancestors died. Are TE polars jealous of others people's rationality? I guess it would be TI third, if there's any of that at all. Like, I'm jealous of other people's social grace sometimes. I don't know if I'd really say I'm jealous of it, but it's something that I respect and wish I had, more of. Does that make me jealous? I don't think it really makes me jealous of it, but it is the case that I respect social grace and wish I had more of it. JF, your message implies you have emotions you can control. Okay, grudgingly respectful. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't feel that much grudginess about it. But social grace is easy to just like and respect, whereas Ti is more snotty in its dealings with the world. It's like very negationary. So it's it's less it's less accessible as a thing to aspire towards. I don't feel like I can really control my emotions, although I can impact them perhaps by listening to certain kinds of music. Like maybe if let's say I'm at kind of a neutral spot emotionally. I can make myself maybe feel better by listening to upbeat musics and or make myself feel more like reflective slash melancholy by listening to slower musics. Maybe make myself feel cinematic if I'm listening to classical music. Is cinematic an emotion? I think it is. I'm feeling cinematic today. Means like you feel like you're in a movie and you're the main character and things you're doing have significance and a soundtrack. I think we'd all like to have a soundtrack, right? We'd like to walk around and as we're doing things, somebody is scoring an appropriate music score for the background music for whatever it is we're doing. Well, they are because we didn't get regular ones. We got all reds. All reds and only reds and pinks. So there are no yellows in this pack. Normally, you get yellows. Nobody wants any yellows. Let's face it. Let's admit that finally. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Nobody wants any yellows. Mmm. That's good. Tastes like candy. Oh, Mackenzie Hoffman. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Everything you just said is completely wrong. I'm sorry, but it is. Hmm. You know, Mackenzie, you've clearly overdosed on taste bud wrongness pills. I don't know, Boba Fett. I'm having a bit of a conflicted relationship with drugs right now. It's good to smoke weed. Mackenzie obviously got in the wrong line when God was handing out taste buds. Do you also like Diet Coke? That's how you know someone was born with broken taste buds if they like diet soda. They're called taste bud disabled people. Restaurants have to provide special accommodations. If you think, if you even think that a diet drink is only kind of gross, you're right. All diet drinks are completely, totally undrinkably gross. We must just admit that all right now to ourselves and to the world. Hear ye, hear ye. My announcement is to follow. I agree, diet drinks are disgusting. That's what all of you should be saying out loud right now. Because that's the truth. That's the truth about diet sodas. The big the big pharmacy companies don't want you to know. Okay, maybe it is at least better than Diet Coke, but that's like saying, come on, Eric, try the diarrhea. You'll agree it's better than the vomit. Well, maybe I will, but that doesn't mean I should try either of them. It does have a slightly cough syrupy quality to it. I'm curious about the strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper, though. I haven't tried that yet, and I'd like to. I like Dr. Pepper. Now, the thing is, Dr. Pepper, it does require a lot of ice because it's kind of thick, right? It's kind of thick. So you want to have plenty of ice to cut the syrupiness of it. I rarely choose to get Dr. Pepper But like, let's say I'm at a 7-Eleven, I might mix some Dr. Pepper in with the Coke at the when filling up my big gulp. Mellow Yellow. I don't remember the last time I had Mellow Yellow. I know I've had it before, but I can't really remember what it tastes like. Does it taste like Mountain Dew? I don't like Mountain Dew. For me, Mountain Dew is a Mountain Don't. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not a Mountain Dew lover. I don't want to do the do. For me, the do's a don't. Now, if you want to get a real hangover that you'll remember for the rest of your days, try getting drunk on Southern Comfort mixed with Dr. Pepper. Now, that's a syrupy drink. Southern Comfort and Dr. Pepper. I, I drank that as a teenager. It's an experience. You know, it's probably better than Diet Dr. Pepper, but yeah, my take on the indica sativa distinction is um, well, Southern Comfort is by itself a hangover. When you mix it with Dr. Pepper, you're getting it extra sugary. Whatever you get, like cheap booze and lots of sugar. Yeah, I do Astafasta. I do think so, for the reasons I articulated. I have not tried the mango Pepsi. I'm curious about it now. I mean, my take on the indica sativa thing is that indica is that both strains have been bred for numbers with different results. With sativas, most of them are they taste like vinyl tubing smells. They taste like vinyl tubing smells, and they are much less likely to like make you feel burn out or give you a headache. Indica bred for numbers, and the result there is they're all almost all of them just like burn you out and or give you a headache. Like strains that have been crossbred with a bunch of OG strains, and they're just all thick and gross. So chasing the numbers has really hurt weed, I believe. The reason weed impacts you is because of a congregation effects of a variety of different chemicals that are in it. By maximally focusing on THC, you actually make it worse. My audio is clipping. Well, I mean, I'm quite some distance from the microphone. Maybe it would clip less if I had it closer because it's on a compressor or something. I'm not sure. I'm very curious to try this mango Pepsi. I'll definitely try that. That sounds interesting. I can't change the settings on the microphone because it's just the phone microphone. Why? Because now you like Mexican Coke only? You can get Mexican Coke in the bottles in the United States. You can in Los Angeles anyway. They're a little more expensive. I don't have a strong preference either. I'll drink Coke or Pepsi, doesn't matter, really. Rachel's dad likes Coke and not Pepsi. Oh, you hate Coke altogether now. Do you still drink Pepsi? Rather a dramatic response to drinking a Mexican Coke. It's because they have a secret ingredient. They add just a pinch of adobe to each bottle. So it gives it its distinctive flavor. A spoonful of adobe helps the medicine go down. That's the song they sing in Mexico to their children. I don't love it. A synody. What does that mean? A synody. I want to know what a synody means. Explain yourself, Mackenzie Hoffman. What does a synody mean? I just don't love it as synody. The panel got wild and the chat had a blast. Biggity, biggity, biggity past. A synody equals any more? Oh. I see. I should have been able to figure that out. No, I shouldn't have been able to figure that out. Well, at least now I have an explanation. Makes more sense. This sentence. With any more than it does with a side on E. I just don't love it a side on E. Doesn't make that much sense. You know, I see here you corrected it just two things later, but I just didn't see it or notice it. I just don't love it anymore. It makes more sense. A side on E sounds cooler, though. I agree with you, Mackenzie. If you want to, I think we should maybe start a petition to change the word anymore to a side on E. Yeah, I did not see it. My mistake. You know, I kind of scan over the chat. I'm not necessarily the most detail-oriented chat reader. You want to be invited to our Christmas party, Mackenzie? How about you, Acacia? It's December 9th. It's going to be a horrible time. No, it's not going to be horrible. It's going to be jingle jingle kringle, which is the opposite of horrible. I did it again. I forgot my lighter. Yes, at the house. That's where we're having it. It's at the house. It's gonna be wholesome. Is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a wholesome Christmas time experience for everybody. It's gonna be karaoke. There's gonna be hanging out, maybe do a little live streaming. It's gonna be open bar. There's gonna be Christmas decorations all around. We'll have some Christmas music playing, maybe. You know. We're gonna have food for people to eat. Real food, you know, like dinner, not just like chips. It'll be fun diddly on. Pinata? We could have a Christmas pinata. Let me think about that. I'll have to think about that. We could fill it with turtle doves. Right? How many turtle doves are there in that song? That's how many turtle doves should be in the pinata. I don't know how we're gonna get Lords of Leaping and Ladies Milking into the pinata. 5 golden rings, that's easy to fit in there. A partridge in a pear tree is going to be difficult to fit inside the pinata. 2 turtle doves? Okay. Well, that we could probably fit 2 turtle doves in there. what are there 3 of? Anyway, if you try to fit all the things from the 12 days of Christmas in your piñata, you can get a customized Christmas piñata on Etsy for $65. Mm. Piper's piping. You need Piper's piping. I wonder if that's like, if they mean like people smoking pipes? If they mean people who play pipes, like pipers, are they piping hot? French horns. I don't think we want anything piping hot inside of our piñata. Piping hot piñatas is a good business idea. It's piñatas that are delivered in a very time-sensitive manner, such that the contents of them are piping hot. They're filled with little pies and stuff. Piping hot piñatas. Bring an element of danger to your children's party. I got burned. That's part of the fun, honey. Gotta be careful when you're playing with piping hot piñatas. It's like lawn darts. You should have these super dangerous things called lawn darts. So many people got injured, they got rid of them. Obviously, children must have thrown them at each other or something. Wait, you threw it when I was still over there and now it's pierced through my foot. Don't be such a baby. Don't be such a baby. Don't be such a baby. You can just suck my butt because you stink. So, you ask yourselves, why are we looking over there? Why can't we see what Eric's doing? Well, because Eric's going to the bathroom again. He's had a couple cups of coffee this morning, a non-alcoholic beer. All that liquid just runs through the bladder. And there's the sound of it for your entertainment. Oh, kitty man magnifico. Yeah. You're guarding me from danger. What danger do you suppose I might be facing? Did I mention to everybody that we saw a bear the other night? I think I mentioned it yesterday. But yeah, we finally saw a bear. So I think he may have been going around handing out pamphlets on how to prevent forest fires. But I'm not sure. It was night. It was dark. I would not be able to identify that bear in a lineup. Rachel saw it better than I did, but I don't think she'd be able to identify it in a lineup either. Now, while we were driving home, and it like scooted out of the way of our headlights, you know, and I couldn't get a shot of it really. So, anyway, I guess it's about time for me to launch my new business, Piping Hot Pinatas. So, I'm gonna call it a stream. I got a lot of work to do, get the logo made, you know, all the start the LLC, all that stuff. And you know, I got a whole line of businesses in front of it that I got to do first too, like Food Cube, Food Cube Caliente. What is it called? Like Only Bells. Also, more than just condiments. All licenses all the time. Etc. So, I'll see you all later. Love you. Thanks for being here. Bye.